Hi, in this video we will create a dashboard from scratch. In this case it will be the sales dashboard, which you can load and play with on the load example tab on the new uh, menu item on the left, or if you don't have any dashboard, this dialog will appear for you. Let's first load the template and see what's on the dashboard. On the left we have a map widget displaying sales by country, where the color of each country is the amount of sales for that country. On the top right we have a bar chart uh, with electronic sales by category sales by continent. Here we have a pie chart with sales by category, but we can see that the electronics category is not there. This means we are using a filter. And on the bottom right we have a new sticker displaying the latest sales by country, displaying the country name, the country flag, the category, the price, and a color representing the if the sales value was low, middle, or high. Now let's go and expand the left panel, go to new and create our dashboard. Let's call it my sales. And now we have to select the extensions we want to load for this case. In this case we will load the widgets extension for this widget and the eCharts extension for all the other ones. When we click create, since my dashboard is empty, we will get this welcome dialog. We close it and go to design. We click drag and drop a source, right click on it, go to settings and select sample event source. This is an event source that's available in case you don't have any data and want to play with Event Fabric. Let's leave all the default values. Right click on the label and let's rename it to sales. We can see this number increasing. If we click on it, we can see what the data for that source is, which events are there. But if you didn't notice on the previous dashboard we loaded, once it loaded, it already had a lot of information. This means that it was using a state loader to load recent events to populate the dashboard when the dashboard loads. This is done using the state loader. So I drag and drop one and select sample event history. We have many options there depending on the extensions you load, but in this case we will use this one. Let's leave everything by default and let's rename it to recent sales. And we will connect this to a hub and rename it to broadcast. Let's start with the pie chart. So we click and drag a data view and go to settings, eCharts pie. Okay, let's leave everything by default, rename it to pie. And let's start with just displaying all the categories, and later we can do the filtering. Let's remove this. Go to settings. Here we have all the categories, but as you will do almost all the time, except you are doing something advanced, you will want to use the node templates. We expand node templates, data view, and in this case almost all the eChart widgets have the same expected fields, so we expand the eCharts basic and required. We can remove the last field. For the value, which is the value we will be accumulating, we will use the amount field, and for label we will use name. We can see it here. Amount is a number which we will use to represent the sales per category, and the name field is the name of the category. So everything is okay now. We can even click on output preview and see that new fields are added at the bottom, val with the number and label with the category. We are secure that that's what we want, and we can see now the events are flowing out and going to the pie chart, and we can see that this is working. But as I said, we are not filtering the electronics. We can drag, drop, and move and resize the pie chart. Let's go and filter the electronic sales. So let's disconnect this, move this a little bit, connect the filter to the adapter. Let's name this filter electronics. Right click, settings, And now we will use the block templates, filter templates. We will say if name is equal to, let's remove this and use a text node, a text block, and say electronics, and we just swap these ones, or we can otherwise say not equal to and leave them as they are. And so if it's not equal to electronics, keep true, otherwise false. We can use output preview, and we can see that there's a new field here called keep, and when it's true, the name field should be different to electronics, and when it's electronics we should see it as false. So let's wait for electronics false. We can see it here. Well, it's moving backwards. There it is. So now we're sure it works, but we still have all data here. So let's right click on the widget and click clear, and now it should start populating again without electronics. Let's now do the bar chart by category. Let's drag and drop a new data view, settings, it's bar, okay, leave everything as it is. Let's drag and drop a transformer. In this case we don't want to reuse the filter, so we connect it directly from the hub. Remove the name, or set a name if you want. Connect to the bar chart, and now go node template, data view, basic, required. In this case we will use the series actually, which will be a continent. This is okay, amount is okay. We can use output preview to see that the fields are set okay. Click OK. Let's put bar here to know which data view it is. Now we could just move and resize the data views, but we can also use the layouts to rearrange them for now. We can see we're doing it backwards. We're putting the continents at the top and the categories at the bottom, and we want to do the opposite. So let's go to the transformer and switch this. Click OK, close, clean here, and now we have it as we want it. Finally, well, not finally, next let's do the map. It's the time map. Let's leave everything as is and drag an adapter. Once you do it a couple of times, it will become automatic for you. Node templates, data view, still eCharts required. In this case, this chart supports, it's called time map, because you can display a map for different times, for example once a day, once a month, once a year. In this case, let's put the current year as the series, and label will be country name, because we want to say for each country this amount for this year. We could, if we had data for more than 1 year, we can make this dynamic and it will display information for more than 1 year. Here we can see we added the 3 fields and it's working. Let's click OK, close, and there we have it. Let's use the layouts again and put the map here. Use layout. We can see the map is already populating. And finally, let's do the new sticker. Drag a new data view, select new sticker, okay, leave everything as is. Let's rename it sticker, put an adapter, connect it. This one, the logic will be a little bit more complicated. Let's go to node template, data view, new sticker. We can see the required field is quite simple. Let's see what that does. Let's first rearrange this as it is on the demo. This, whoops. use layout. If we just set value to name, it will display the name of the category and the time when it was that and news entry was added. But we want to do something more than that. Let's go back to the adapter. So we could first do some text formatting, create text width. First, let's put the country name. Then we need some formatting. So colon and a space, then the name of the category. No, yeah, name of the category. Then we have a space and a $sign. Then we have the amount. So space $sign, and then we copy and paste this amount. And that should be it. We can do some more formatting. We can set the country name to bold, as is cities on the demo, I think. So we have the country name, we have the category and the price. Let's do the color now, and later we can do the flag. For the color, we can go to block template, set color by threshold, drag and drop it, put it at the bottom. In this case, we consider a low number to be something bad. So if the value is less than 30, then red and a white label. If it's below 60, then orange, otherwise green. That should be it. Let's see if it works. It works. And now let's do the flag, which is more formatting. Go to text, formatting, and it says image from. That's what we want to do. We want to put it before the country name with a space, so we would add 2 items. And for the flag, if we go to util, we have here some utility functions. Timestamp to is a string, but we have one that's called country code to flag URL. So if we get the country code from the event, this will provide us a URL for that country code. And if the flag for the image for that flag is not found, then we want to just display an empty text. Let's click OK and see if it's working. Yeah, it's working. So we know now we have our dashboard running, and the layout is okay. So we can set view mode, and now we have our dashboard. We can set sharing. We can say, for example, share to authenticated users, and we get the URL here. We can stop sharing. In this case, let's do something to close. If we go to edit and load a new theme, the dark theme, and click update, it will reload and load that, and we will have a dark themed version. In this case, for example, what we can do here, this pie chart is too big, so the labels are not displayed. So let's go here, and we can say that the radius is 60. We click OK and close. And if we change this to 20, for example, we'll have a Donald chart. Let's clear it. And let's see if we can change something on the map. We can change the colors. We can change the maximum value and minimum value. Let's leave it as is. And yeah, I will fix, we have to reload so it takes the theme colors. I will fix that later. So this was a quick overview of how to build a sales dashboard from scratch using Event Fabric. I hope you liked it and understood it. If you have any questions, just contact us on Twitter, Facebook, or on the YouTube comments, and we will gladly reply to you. Thank you. Bye.